I just heard something that made so much sense and actually gave me such a sense of peace and calm. You know how I've shared with you before, there's been a lot of times where I have sensed, it's really hard to explain and I know it sounds wackadoodle, somebody seeing through my eyes. Like I could be in my body, I know I'm in my body, and I know somebody else is looking out of the human eyes that I have, and I'm watching them look through my eyes. It's wild. It's wild. But at the same time, I have unconditional love come through me all the time, and I work with that energy and tell them all the time that, and so, and you hear me talk about, my mother will come through sometimes, my Uncle Joe, like all these different, my grandparents, even my dogs, my pets, all types. And I very much enjoy it. I love engaging with them, learning from them. I've had Jesus come through. I've had Rumi come through. I've had many, we would call them ascended masters come through teaching me. It's beautiful. And I don't know how to explain it all. I really don't. I don't understand it all. It's and so I've stopped trying to necessarily do that, but engage with what is coming through, when it's coming through, and learn from it and whatnot. And kind of just leave it be to the extent of not trying to break my brain. Do you know what I mean? And so I've also shared with you, there have been so many times where I'm like, I have no idea how I knew how to do that. I have no idea how I was saved from that. I have no idea. I don't know. It's not like Karin is conscious of these things, right? And yet it's like my higher self and my connections and my connection to unconditional love and the best way to verbalize it is the different energies or the different realms or the different whatever that are assisting me and helping me. And I don't, I just allow it. I don't know how to, if I try to explain it and I try to whatever, it is more challenging for me because I'm not exactly certain how it's done. And, nonetheless, I'm very grateful for the experience. I'm very grateful for being saved all the times that I have and getting the correct guidance and loving myself enough to listen, right? And believe me, I've had to have many bumps along the road where I wasn't listening, where I didn't understand. And anyway, if you've been listening, I think you're following everything I'm saying. And so, what did a gentleman say? And a lot of times it is through my eyes. I'll see things in other people's eyes. I'll see, you hear me talk about that a lot. It's like I can see different energies. It's hard to explain because I don't know how to explain it better right now. And nonetheless, like I've shared with you, sometimes if I say something and you're like, that's genius, or that healed me, or that helped me, it's unconditional love that's coming through. It's not me, the human. I'm not doing that. It's unconditional love who's teaching me or flooding me or showing with me or sharing or coming through me. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm well aware of that. That's why I've said from the beginning, it bothers me that people don't give credit to the truth, the reality of it, right? We are simply vessels. And so, if anything, I'm fucking shit up. That's why I said if I said stuff that is whatever, it's human, it's me, it's Karin. It's I'm fucking shit up because it's me trying to interpret or interrupt or engage with. It's I can mess it up. Think of it your ego, right? When something happens when you're younger and you say, oh my God, that meant this. Well, no, it didn't, but your little brain is trying to make sense of it. Your little brain is trying to prevent you from having that harm again. And so even if it's lying to you and it's a hurtful lie, it thinks it's protecting you from experiencing that awful experience again. And so it's that humanness in us that is trying to get us to survive. It's trying to help us. It's trying to protect us. Even though there are times, especially if we're not consciously taking a look at that stuff and untangling it, it's actually now no longer protecting us, but it's actually harming us and keeping us stuck and preventing us from healing and growing. And so it can be challenging to turn and face that. And it's not about necessarily reprimanding it because it's like reprimanding your inner child who's just trying to protect you. So you want to love it, understand it, take a look at it, unravel it, figure it out. And dismantle the lie, right? That's what I mean by like the death of the ego, or it's like the death of the lie, the dismantling of the confusion and delusion, right? About the healing of the inner child. And so it's like, me trying to understand it all, not possible. And me trying to blah, 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 but, not possible, not necessary. And so anyway, the comment that I ended up hearing was, he was saying something like, it's something behind your eyes that can see through others and they're able to transform it. And it was something like this, but however he said it, it was such a beautiful way that I was like, it's more or less what I've experienced, but said in a different way or a new way, where it's confirming what I have felt and known. Like it's almost like an energy or an entity or God or my mom or Uncle Joe or something comes through me, and it's like cuts to the chase in the other person, right? And it's like they know I see, or they know I whatever. And again, it's like, it's not so much me, right? I'm just the vessel, right? So it can get confusing and it can sound wackadoodle if you're not somebody who is following my language right now, and hasn't been listening for a long time. But those who have, I thought that was interesting how they said that. And I guess it's the same thing I've been saying, how they've been coming through, but the imagery that came with his words was, let's just say it's my Uncle Joe. It was that the imagery that was coming through. It was like my Uncle Joe is in me, sees when people are up to no good, and it's like he's looking through my eyes and he is able to transform that energy in the other person and or redirect me or redirect them. Do you know what I mean? It's like something like this occurs. And I thought that's so interesting. And that kind of helps me with a visual of something that allows me to better verbalize what I've been trying to say also. Just interesting and beautiful. And so this can also, you can use that same imagery. I've used similar imagery, but usually in a negative way, because they usually show me that, but more in a negative way. And I like to use it in the negative way only when I'm referencing like lower energies, so that people don't associate with that. So you shouldn't do it probably on either end, like I don't. But I feel like a lot of people will say they are depressed instead of saying they have depression, meaning they have the spirit of depression that they need to remove from them. They have the spirit of anxiety that they need to remove from them. They have that energy that needs to be removed from them, healed in them, transformed in them. They need to be lifted up from. There's so many different ways we can say it, but when we don't associate with it, so we're not making it a part of us, we're recognizing that there is currently an energy over us, or that has a hold on us, or is controlling us. That is not us. That's not us. We got to release that. We're better than that. We love ourselves too much to allow it to sit and linger. And so we have to do that work within ourselves to release it, to face it, to release it. And, but at the same token, because it's all energy, just on which vibration and what do you resonate with and what truly feels best for you, right? And breaking through those barriers, when you get adjusted at a lower level, you have to readjust to a higher level, and you have to continue to do that work because it never ever ends. And understanding that, right? So it's like I had to learn that a lot too, because there was, in the beginning, when they were really coming through that way, it felt like people were sending trickster spirits or lower energies or all these things that were, I didn't mind playing with them and I didn't mind engaging with them, but I did have to, after a while, like shoo them away. Like, that's enough now. And then I had realized what they were doing. They were trying to show me and teach me, yes, these are the lower energies that you're not interested in working with. And you do need to tell them to skedaddle, right? And only work with the higher energies, right? Only work from, and that's the same thing as when people say only move from unconditional love, meaning only move from love, meaning only move from, so when you're happy, when you're excited, when you're positive, when you're having fun, when you're in a good headspace and relaxed and happy and positive, that's when you want to be active and engaging with others and so forth and so on. Manifesting, dreaming, all these things. Because our thoughts really matter. And if we start dreaming or manifesting from a lower state, then we're angry and bitter and jealous, and that's just going to come back and bite us, because what you put out is what you're getting back. So you don't want to harm yourself. So if you're manifesting or thinking or operating when you're in those lower states, you're putting out things that are biting you. Why would you put out something that's going to hurt you? That's what you're doing, because what you put out is what you get back. So when you operate from that state, you're going to get that back. So you have to have better control of oneself. You have to learn to sit with yourself. You have to learn to feel those feelings. You have to learn how to release those feelings and transform them, and not go thinking of things and dreaming of things or wishing of things or manifesting. None of that when you're in those states. You have to learn to control your mind. You have to learn how to be honest with yourself. You have to learn how to face those things and pop the illusion, pop the lie, see through the lie, so that you can rise once more to a higher elevation, to a higher frequency, to a higher vibration, to a higher mood, to an elevated mood, to a happy mood, however you want to say it, so that you're in a better space. And once from there, because when you're operating from there, you're only operating for your highest best, which is also for the highest and best for everybody. It's never intentional harm towards anybody. That doesn't mean harm doesn't come. It means it's never with an ill intent, because the ill intent will come back to bite you. So even if you try to lie to yourself and say, no, I'm not doing it from ill intent, and you're verbalizing it, you're only lying to yourself. You don't have to say the truth out loud or inside. It's the idea of your heart gets weighed. The truth is the truth. The intentions are the intentions. And so it's irrelevant. You can lie to yourself, but then when you get smacked, if you convinced yourself of that lie, you're going to be so confused why you're smacked. Well, because you lied to yourself. And now you're still lying to yourself, still not seeing the truth of why you're getting smacked. So again, you're not harming anybody but yourself, ultimately. Yes, you can hurt people in your wake and you'll get smacked for that too, but the biggest damage is coming to you. That's why why would you do that? Why would you do that? Having ill intent, having envy, jealousy, spite, anger, revenge, I'm trying to think of but you get the point. Any of those lower energies, any of them, you better learn how to work on releasing them, seeing the truth of it, realizing the truth of it. Stop lying to yourself. You are good, you are whole, you are worthy. We live in an abundant world. There's nothing to be. That stuff's nonsense. Those are lies you're telling yourself, and it's mean towards yourself. And because you're being mean towards yourself, you're putting out mean, and then that mean is going to come back and smack you. So it is the idea of, like, when you were little, somebody picked up your hand and smacked you in the face with your own hand. Stop smacking yourself. Stop smacking yourself. Stop smacking yourself. It is kind of like that. That's what's happening. And so you must get control. You must get control of your mind and get control of your reactions. So you stop reacting and you start to take the time to rise back up so that you are in a better headspace, and then you can respond from a calm, cool, collected space, a more healthy, healed, neutral space, or from a very loving space. And it just takes time and practice. But I know we got way off course. I don't even know how we got off course there. Nonetheless, the original thing that I came on was because somebody had made a comment that there is something that's like working through you and behind your eyes that is able to see through things. Yeah. And transmute it. As I'm saying that, I'm sitting here thinking that is also interesting in that, how I've said sometimes it's like I will take on, and I don't even realize it, like I'll get the heavy waves of those lower energies, depression and whatnot, and they've also shown me like a sponge. So it is almost like sometimes I absorb other people's anxiety, depression, whatever. It's like I take the pain off of them. I take that demon up off of them, but then it attaches to me. But then I have to do the heavy lifting, the heavy work of then transforming that energy, which, it's like it's no easy feat, and it can become quite exhausting. And at the same time, it has helped that they've explained some of this to me, because without understanding it, to some degree, it can be confusing. Like, what the fuck is going on? Where did this knock out of nowhere heavy wave of depression come from? And who wants to sit in that all the time, right? So, I've had to work out a lot of things, but nonetheless, I know a lot of people work with energy without even recognizing it either, right? Like, we're all channels, whether you accept it, recognize it, realize it or not, right? And so, the more you do accept it, realize it, and choose, it's like choose the capacity. That's what I meant by working out. Like, there's some things where I've been like, enough, that's enough. I'm no longer working with that. I'm no longer working with that, right? Like, you have to yeah, well, that's a whole nother story. Nonetheless, very interesting. Okay. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.